Now we're live. Good morning, everybody. We're coming to you live from inside the main build facility here at Bubba's Exotic Motorsports. I'm Tom. There's the ladies' man with his butt facing to you. I don't know what that's all about. And we all know the master Bubba. Good morning, Bub. How you doing?
Doing really good, man. Great start to the day. Really, I got to be fully honest. I'm really sick right now, so I'm in this doing this for you guys.
Sick of what? People?
No,
people.
No,
sick
just
of what?
like
People
literally,
just pushing on you all the time.
No, like my head cold. I've had since Memorial Day weekend. I've been really sick, but I've been riding it out, and now it's coming down on me like a train. So I'm just dealing with it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, even the master gets sick sometimes. This show is brought to you
But how often do I get sick?
Not very often, ladies and gentlemen. Bubba's Exotic Motorsports. That's Bubba'sExoticMotorsports.com. Miss Outlaw Boutique. MissOutlawBoutique.com. 561-660-6695. Miss Outlaw Boutique was in the house last night, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Tony Rienzi. TonyRienzi.com. Exotic car guru and salesman to the stars.
Dude,
best of the best.
Have you seen his collection lately?
Oh, man, look over your left shoulder, bub.
Well, my left shoulder, so that's going to be everyone else's right.
That's it. Hello,
man,
Monkey in Paradise. MonkeyinParadise.com. Bubba, what is your paradise?
Well, we officially found out last night what you are seeing us wearing right now. Mine are already dirty because typically I'm the one out here working. I'm going for it, right? Yours is clean. Yours looks really good. Let me tell you, all of the guys at Monkey in Paradise Premium Vodka cannot be any better. I kid you not. So it is a relationship that came together. Truly a blessed relationship. These guys are stand-up. You can see by the quality of the t-shirts we're wearing here, these are exclusive BEM MIP t-shirts that were custom built, custom designed, and handed off to us last night. Really cool.
Truly touched, man. Thank you guys. Seth, Alex, all of you guys over there.
The car is rolling away. Hold on. I gotta put it in gear. It's just rolling away. I kept walking further and further backwards.
Two-time gold medal winner this year, Monkey in Paradise. Great time. DNA Surface Concepts. Sean was in the house with us last night, as was Kerry from over at DV8 Motorsports, Bub. It was a really good time.
Yeah, really good time. We had a lot of fun. That's not why I'm sick, Jumbie Bay. Although Jumbie Bay is kind of how we roll. Gets pretty heavy on Thursday nights. This guy just walking around with water, trying to keep myself healthy.
And finally, Cars and Coffee of Palm Beach, Bub. The big guys, John, Max, Cars and Coffee of Palm Beach. June 11th, the World Guinness record-holding largest Cars and Coffee event in the world. It's in the record books. And they're going to do it again in November, I think. November is when the next record scheduled for, Bub?
I believe so, yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
November. We'll keep you posted on that. June 11th, this month, 9 to 12 at the Palm Beach Outlets Mall. People from around the world come join it. You've never seen an event like this. Cars and Coffee at Palm Beach is frigging amazing.
Which I don't know, by the way, because depending on how our schedule goes, we are going to be in California, Moore Park, California. For any of you guys out there that are on the West Coast, we're flying out, I think, Thursday afternoon to get out there. So the 8th we'll be there. We'll fly out. We're going to get into California. We have Turbonetics Inc. is doing Boosted Bash. Insanity out there. Nick Hogan is going to be there from, of course, you know, the famous Hulk Hogan. You can't go wrong with him.
Right.
Busy Moto is going to be out there. There are, let's see, Asian's going to be there from the farm truck and the dung beetle that runs on, what is that, Street Outlaw, something like that, right? A lot of crazy guys out there. We're going to be there.
We're out there doing autographs, doing a meet and greet.
The Turbonetics Mustang is leaving this Monday to head out there. Literally, the enclosed trailer right now, our company trailer is getting ready to go. Our dually is getting ready to go. The car itself is literally on the dyno right now at VMP Tuning in New Smyrna Beach to get completely set and ready to go. So this thing's going to be blistering down the street.
Our driver pulls out Monday morning. I think Sean from DNA Surface Concepts comes in tomorrow. He's live on the air with us at the podcast. John Zalinga is going to be on from Cars and Coffee. We're going to hear from him as well, Tony Rienzi. It's going to be a big day tomorrow.
Yeah, really big.
But I believe Sean from DNA Surface Concept is then taking the Bubba Edition Turbonetics Mustang. It is the only 600 horsepower drop-in stock block Mustang in the world, and that car will go down to DNA Surface Concepts for its final prep. Then it's loaded on the trailer Monday, and then it pulls out and heads towards Moore Park, California, man.
Good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Turbonetics are turbos done Bubba style. Hey, Bubba, we're going to talk a little bit about the final steps of paint and body. And the most important thing you can do next to laying down quality paints is to have a great wet sanding and buffing. That brings the shine. It cuts all the imperfections out of the paint and brings the shine back.
Yeah, truly. I mean, it's, you know, a lot of guys out there in the industry don't you know, and I don't want to say this in a bad way, but
I'll say it, a lot of, too many people are stuck in the old ways and don't come forward with current technologies.
Well,
Bub's on the cutting edge of everything he
all
does,
about-
including this.
When you do paint work, it's not just your paint. You know, of course you want to use a very top quality paint job, and there are entry levels in every brand. So like for us, we're sponsored by PPG. So everything we shoot PPG based. There's anything from very cheap entry level paints, which work beautiful, but they are just an entry level paint, all the way up to their high end Vibrance Radiant Series paint jobs that look extreme. They're candy colors, the 3 and 4 stage paints, amazing. But it's all about the prep and your finish. If you can read instructions and you have a spray gun and you know how to set air pressure and you have a good eye, you can most likely paint a car. It's all about the prep work and it's all about the finish work. If you screw those up, your paint's gonna look like junk.
It's gonna look really bad.
Right. And people don't get that.
And one of the things, Bub, you've just done is you've invested in the latest in cutting edge technology. I believe there's only one other celebrity's name attached to this product, and that is Chip Foose's.
Yep.
And that is the new 3M Trizac process. And what this does is it uses a variety of different cutting materials to bring the paint down so that when you buff it, it comes back up. Now this setup, if I understand correctly, comes with, if you purchase the whole thing, an adjustable buffer, correct? It comes with a DA, right? It comes with an intermittent pad that goes between the sanding block and the DA so that you can run curves and not burn through the paint.
Yeah, there's the Trizac series is 3M's latest and greatest. It does not get any better. It is the newest technology. Again, in today's world of anything, whether it's electronics, whether it's the automotive industry, whether it's, for Christ's sakes, getting tattoos, your ink and your cleanliness there, the health side of it. There are certain things you have to do to stay on the foot of the newest stuff. On the edge of it, the leading edge, that's where you want to be. If you want the best quality, you've got to stay up front. So what you're looking at, everything here in the facility, we have nothing in here but snap-on tools. That's all we have in the entire facility, probably close to the $350,000 range. This is a snap-on standard orbital DA. That's what this is. It's nothing special. A lot of guys buy these for body. That's what this is, a body style DA. Some of them have a large rotation, some have a very small rotation. This one is a smaller rotation. If you go with a larger orbital setup, gets the job done a lot faster, but sometimes you can push that a little bit hard. So I like to go with this setup. What you're looking at is the actual hook it, that's what these are considered, a hook it 6-inch pad from 3M. Everything laying out on this painless cart is all 3M products. Everything they sell in their perfected line to go from start to finish in the final stages of your paint job. And that's from wet sanding all the way down to your polish, your rubbing, and your ultrafine polish for that show quality shine. Everything from right here. So you have your Trizac sanding disc. This is today's world in wet sanding right here. So you're looking at the top one is a P1500, that's a 1500 grit wet or dry sandpaper. These do not get soaked. You do not soak them like you would old school ways with soaking sandpaper in a bucket. Sometimes that's the best way to go though. We'll talk about that in a minute. This is a P1500 clear coat sanding. It takes out any nibs, any imperfections that are in the clear coat finish of the paint.
Can you please tell us, what is a nib?
It's just a hair, dust, particle, any imperfection in your paint. So you want to take out any of those with your P1500. You typically like to make between 3 and 5 passes over the entire panel you're doing. I section things off when I do them. I'll do a quarter panel, then I'll finish it and do a door, then I'll finish it and do another, fender. Then I don't do the whole car once and then come around twice and then go around 3 times. I do a panel at a time and make sure I know what I'm going for. So I do one, I do it as best as I can all the way through to the end, and then I can match every panel to that. So it's consistency all the way around. So I start with a 1500. Once that's done, 3 to 5 passes with a 50% overlay, just like you're cutting your freaking grass with a mower. Once you make that pass, come back and overlap it, run back down the other angle. That's exactly what you're going to do. So run once one way, whether it's left to right, and then come over and go top to bottom, up and down, horizontally, vertically, whatever you want to consider it. Once that step is done, you do the exact same thing with a P3000, which is a very, very fine sandpaper. This is, again, you just make it damp. I use a spray bottle. It's just nothing more than water. Dampen the pad, dampen the vehicle, whatever panel you're doing, just enough to get it wet, and then you just continue the same exact process. You go 3 to 5 passes, 50% coverage or overlapping, and then you move on. You're ready for your next step, which is wipe it away with the 3M squeegee. You can see if you've missed anything. You can see if you've missed any imperfections. You can look at it in the lighting at every angle. You can use 3M special lighting to shine on the paint and see if there's any deeper imperfections. Maybe there's a spot you've got to go deeper on. You can do that one spot and then perfect it again. Then you move into your buffing stages.
The question is, Bub, do you use Monkey in Paradise while you're doing your buffing?
I don't know if that would be a good idea.
Don't know if that'd be a good idea either. So, Bub, let's talk about these pieces here. This is a very soft foam pad. It looks like it has a lot of articulation and flexibility to it.
So what you're holding right now is an actual intermediate pad. This is the one that he described a few minutes ago. This is your base mounting plate right here. So this is a Hook It Series 6-inch. This is it's pretty firm, but it does have a little give to it. So it's not like using a DA style with a piece of 600 grit sandpaper that sticks on. It's not that hard. It's not a flat, hard surface. It's a flat, semi-hard surface. You can't really flex this, but you can push it in. So you're not really going to burn through a lot of stuff, but it will take down any imperfections. That's kind of the point of it. This one here is an intermediate pad. This one you use your 1500 on or your 1000 blending. You can use a 1500 or a 3000 specifically on the intermediate pad. You can see it's very soft, it's very pliable, and this is all Hook It Series as well. You just take it, center it on the pad, and you just build it like a sandwich. It's that simple. And now you have a 1.5 inch layer that's very, very squishy, and you can literally roll over the corners of every angle, every fender, every panel, quarter panel, hood. You can work every one of them.
So what this does, Bub, in essence is allows you to move over contoured surfaces without burning through the paint, which has traditionally been a problem.
Yeah, and this is, you know, a lot of guys out there, and you can, again, this is a 1500 and a 3. That's what we're using right now on this 74 Camaro. This car just came out of paint. This is all with PPG's paint. It's a shop line setup, so it's a very nice system. Is it the Vibrant Series? Absolutely not. This car can go 10 steps deeper, but this car is only being done with the shop line series. It's a very nice, quick restoration. Looks really good. It's actually a pretty long restoration on this car, but turned out beautiful. So we're doing a 1500 and a 3. If you were doing a show quality finish, for example, and we had, say, a Vibrant Series on the chopper parts we're building right now, you're going to do that with a 15, a 3, and we're going to finish that off with a 5. The clarity and the crystal clearness of what you're going to achieve with a 15, 3, and a 5, insanity.
And Bub, this is the latest and cutting edge technology
It is.
that you're sharing with everybody out there.
This cuts time in half.
That's
Literally
what it does. It cuts time in half.
Yep.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the polishes you use as well as you're going through these processes here. I'll bring them over for everybody to see. There are 3M based product here as well. Let's talk about these as well.
So yeah, so you have every one of these things. Of course, you forget step 1, but that's this guy. So every one of these, this is 3M's Perfected line. Their Perfected line is a combination. It's matched. It's ready to go. Every one of these is 1, 2, and 3. As you notice, all of the tops of the bottles are colored differently.
Colors.
There's a reason for all of that. Step 1, well, anybody who knows how to count, you can probably say 1, 2, 3. You know which way to go up, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing with shifting a car. You don't start in 4th. So it's the exact same process. You're going to start off with your step 1. This is your rubbing compound. This is going to be the very first step you do to remove the imperfections of the 15, the 3, and the 5. Any sort of cut that you did, the wet sand process, this is a step you're going to do first. It's a step 1 rubbing compound. Once you've fully achieved a clear paint job with that on your step 1, then what you're going to, this will leave swirls behind. That is kind of the purpose of this. It's to remove the scratches from the sandpaper, but it will leave swirling and hazing. So then what you're going to do is go through the step 2. Step 2 is going to remove your fine swirls from step 1. That step 1 created, step 2 will clean up. And then again, same exact process.
Let's talk a little bit too, Bub, about the color of the cap as you're going to.
And then from a step 2, if you need to, you can go to a step 3. This is again that kind of 5000 grit, like that mirror shine, the very, very clarity setup. This would be to remove ultra fine scratches or swirls. Most of the time, 1 and 2 is a beautiful finish when it's done. The trunk lid has already been done in 1 and 2. Haven't done 3 yet on the trunk lid, and it's beautiful already. Typically 3 you're only going to need on very, very dark colored vehicles.
Blacks, like
dark
Turbonetics,
blues.
Bubba Edition Mustang.
Yeah, carbon fiber accessories. Pieces like that, you're going to want to do 1, 2, and 3, and you'll have a mirror quality finish. Let me see here. Now, on the tops of the bottles, we discussed, let's say the white, the black, and the blue, right?
Yes.
So, will you grab the pads over there?
I will.
So, now for each one of these pieces, there is a different pad associated to each compound. And again, this is all professional grade stuff. This is not what you really want to do if you're just having a car, you want to throw some wax on it on the weekend to go ride. This is for a very, very high end quality paint job, very high quality shine. What you're looking at now is your step 1. Pretty simple. Step 1 matches 1, 2 matches 2, 3 matches 3. It's that simple. 1, 2, 3, perfected line. So this is the Quick Lock series pads. They're double-sided, very easy to work with. They're not the old style traditional Hook It series, or the peel and stick, what a lot of people call them. They were Velcro attached, the older models were.
Half the time they shot off and went into the other side
across the car. So these work very good. Again, your step one, you start with this one. This is a very dense, thick, hard-cutting foam. This is to remove your heaviest scratching. Then what you do is once you're done with your step one pad and your step one compound, you're going to move into step two. It's that simple. You go to step two, it's a black pad. It's much softer, much more pliable than this. So it's, again, it's like sandpaper. You work hard into lighter. It's just that simple. And then before you know it, you have a mirror quality shine. What you're looking at in his hands now is a 3M buffer. This is the best buffer that 3M offers. It is an electronic orbital. They also offer, like the DA, for example, was air powered, right? So you can do this multiple ways, air or electronic. I like to use electronic when it comes to buffing and polishing the car. To me, I prefer that. This one is fully adjustable by 3M from 1,000 to 3,000. They recommend on every one of these bottles to be between 1,400 and 2,000 of an RPM range, the speed of the spin.
Which is adjusted
right here on your thumb wheel. So I set these right in the 1,500 range. It's still pretty, these at 1,500 for 3M's professional grade, this is a very expensive buffer, is like a entry level that maybe, let's say you go buy your local parts store, those spinning at 4,000. So this is very high torque, the motor is serious, you don't have to go too crazy with this thing, and you're not pushing hard with the buffer, you're letting the weight of the machine, the head of this has a lot of weight, you let the weight do the work, don't push, you'll heat it up even more and you'll burn right through.
We talked about the quick lock system. Show us an example of that.
So here, so on this new system, again, this is the newest style, this is the latest and greatest, it's a quick lock, so it's essentially nothing more than like having a ratchet in your hand. It's just a socket and a ratchet that you have in your standard tool set, right? So you pull back on the quick release collar here, there's a 5/8 head on this, and you literally, through the hex in the front, just put it on, and that's it. It's installed, it's very easy to change. You don't have to sit there like you did with the old Velcro pads and try to peel it, center it, peel it off again, center it, peel it off again, center it, and the thing's sitting there as you're trying to spin it, the pad's going kind of oval because it's not centered on the system. This is a perfect system, it works great. It's hard, especially for somebody like myself too, and a lot of you guys out there, if you haven't used this system, it's a hard change. Even though it's all done by 3M, I've always used 3M products, but I used just all manual by hand for the longest time with Durablocks and wet sanding paper, all by 3M, so 1,000, 1,500, 2, 3, and 5. I did it all by hand, so it took forever to do one car properly to wet sand and buff. It was a solid week minimum to have a good quality finish. This is going to reduce that time in half.
Not to mention, Bub, the quality and the clarity, even at the lower line paints, looks much better than when you were doing it from another direction.
Yeah, it's very good. You know, the finish is amazing. You know, the fact that you can cut your production time in half is, you know, you can't pay for that. That's time is money in this kind of business, and clients don't, let's be honest, clients won't want to pay 40 hours to wet sand and buff a car. They're kind of expecting it's included in a typical paint job, but they don't understand it's a whole nother week just to do that process. You know, it takes a long time to get these things exactly where they should be and to get the shine and the quality and the finish that you guys out there ultimately want.
By the way, Bub, thinking about, speaking of kind of paint jobs and stuff like that, did you know that the Bubba Exotic Motorsports YouTube channel, which carries all of our daily live stream shows and our podcast as well on Saturday mornings from 9 to 10, which you see live on Facebook, did you know that the Billy Lane show that we did with Billy Lane has now approached 7,000 views?
That's pretty good.
On our YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Really
good. If you guys haven't seen that, go to our website, start there, just bubbasexoticmotorsports.com, scroll down, our producer, our IT manager has everything set up so it's one click. You can literally scroll down, click on YouTube, it will immediately take you to our YouTube channel and immediately subscribe to it. There will be a pop-up, you don't have to search, it comes right up on your screen, and literally anything we do, we go live here in the shop, we go live on the road, we go on tour, we do anything out there on the road, it will pop up on your phone if you subscribe to that YouTube channel.
It's very exciting.
Right away, which is really cool. I love it because I know a lot of my friends out there. I'm really good friends with a lot of big name builders out there in the industry, and I'll tell you, man, I love seeing their stuff. When we've got, for example,
I do too, man.
Tony Rienzi, every time he gets a new ride, you never know when he's just going to go live and he's got a brand new freaking Gallardo sitting in the background.
By the way, Tony Rienzi has the two Bubba Edition Bubba Exotic Motorsports Turbonetics Porsches for sale right now.
He does.
They are up for sale right now with Tony Rienzi.
Yeah, so, he's taken that, you know, he's very well known for his exotics, his classic, his collectors. The items he has in his inventory, I kid you not, are things that I say it time and time again, they're literally things you see in museums and they're things that you see in movies.
That's right.
That's it. I mean, honestly, tell me when you see a Lamborghini Countach on the street.
You don't.
When have you
seen
seen
in his inventory?
When have you seen a Lamborghini Countach on the street? And he has like 5, I think 3 at his house.
Yeah.
1 here, 1 down in West Palm. So he's got these things all over the place. And he just has them like they're just basic Hondas sitting everywhere.
And we're working on one now. It's a 72 365, right?
Yep, that's it. C4.
1972, yeah, C4. And that car, ladies and gentlemen, is going to make an appearance at Cavallino in January.
We'll see how we do.
As well.
We'll see how we do. Cavallino's a big event, man. We're going to see if we can roll the dice and take number 1.
You're only invited if you have a car, bro.
Well, we have cars, but you typically wreck them, so I don't think they're going to want you there.
We're out there right now, ladies and gentlemen, working on the Bubba Exotic Motorsports dually that was wrecked. It's brand new.
Yep.
And we're trying to get it ready to get out of here to go to Moore Park, California for the unveiling of the Bubba Exotic Motorsports.
Man, I got a lot of work to do. I got to paint that thing.
You got to paint it, man.
God dang it.
Yeah. These are the things that happen around here, ladies and gentlemen. Our producer says we have a question. Go ahead.
Cars of Instagram says they would love to interview you both sometime.
Cars of Instagram says they would like to interview us both sometime. Anytime. Cars of Instagram, we would love to spend some time with you and do some interviews, and we very much welcome you for that. We appreciate that.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
It'd be really, really good time.
Yeah, we have fun. We love doing interviews. We love doing live. We come in here, we do them hot. Literally, I come in every morning when I'm working, doing my thing. This was not even my plan. We don't plan out any of our daily segments or our weekly radio show. The only time we do is when we're going to promote something. For example, Boosted Bash. Tomorrow, stay tuned for that. It's going to be a really good conversation because we're going to have Reggie Wynn live on the phone.
Reggie Wynn from Turbanetics out in
See if
Moore
we
Park,
can get the guys
California.
maybe at VMP Tuning to join in on that
VMP
call.
may join us as well.
That'd be awesome. Put everybody together.
Yep.
Big release.
Let's see. Who else is going to be there? Sean from DNA Surface Concepts will be there with us. It's going to be a packed show tomorrow.
Yep,
man.
really good.
Dennis will probably call in from Painless, Tony Renzi. It's going to be a big, big show tomorrow.
And I think what are we doing? 2 Saturdays. We can do maybe a live feed from Boosted Bash.
Yes, we can do a live feed from Boosted Bash.
That's in California. We'll do a live feed there, and then the following weekend we're going to get pretty heavy talking some serious monster trucks with Kerry at DV8.
Yes, we are. Yeah, Kerry from DV8 is going to come out and join us live in the studio, and we're going to talk about building these big trucks that he does. You build trucks as well.
Yeah.
You two are very good friends.
He takes it to another level.
He's good.
He takes the trucks and makes my 37s that I put on things which is pretty average big. He makes them look amateur hour.
Yeah,
he does. He throws 44s on stuff that just cruise the street.
Exactly. And that's how I roll over things because I can't see.
Right, I know. So Kerry, don't let him drive anything.
Exactly.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special guest with us on the set today. I have Tony Rienzi, the exotic car guru and salesman to the stars. He's live with us. He's going to step in. I know we're short on time, Bub. We wanted to spend some time technically working through these paint things like that because we had some requests about it. But I'm going to let Tony come in and give us one tip about buying a car. And this man is the Donald Trump of car sales and deals. Ladies and gentlemen, he's an amazing guy. He's laid back. He's chill. But he's the guy that will tell you where you got to put it, Bub. If we can't make a deal,
put it on the shelf.
Put it on the shelf. The car's put away. It's done.
I can't get on the show. I pulled my groin last night.
Oh my God, he said he pulled his groin last night. Ladies and gentlemen, the world famous Tony Rienzi is live on the set with us. Good morning, brother. How you doing, man? How you doing, brother?
What's up, Tony? How you doing,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the world famous Tony Rienzi, the exotic car guru and salesman to the stars. He joins us live. You've seen his stuff all over the internet. He's the gentleman who gets rave reviews when he joins us on the podcast, telling us how to buy cars in Chicago and bring them down here if they're convertibles and send 4-wheel drives up there because of the snow. His tech tips and his demeanor are great. Tony, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I just have no idea what's going on there. I just stopped in behind the scenes.
Great time at Jumbie Bay last night with the Lion Pride.
Yeah.
Bubba's Exotic Motorsports was there, Monkey in Paradise, TonyRienzi.com, DNA Surface Concepts, DV8. I mean, everybody was out there. The monkey was loose, man.
Yeah, I stayed civilized last night.
Did you?
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I stayed
Gio Hammerback, our rally driver, was even there last night.
He was the one drifting around the whole building.
I saw that in Mark Brown's golf cart.
Like where they have all the road construction going on out front, where they're planting all the new beautiful palm trees.
Yeah.
He was literally swerving them like it was a slalom.
Yeah, he was doing slaloms out there in the golf cart.
Yeah, thank God we know the cops over there.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
'Cause we'd
Did they
be in
show
trouble.
up? Did a couple of them show
Yeah,
up?
a couple showed up.
Oh yeah, Kevin came. All right, well, Kevin, I'm glad you guys made it out there last night. It was a good time. Thursday nights is Lion Pride night there at Jumbie Bay, man.
Yeah, I like that.
Good stuff.
How'd the cats go? I know you had
Cats
to
are
take
good.
cats.
Yeah, cats are good. I was trying to use an excuse to get out of going to Jungle Bay, so I kind of added the cat excuse in there because I was at the vet.
But was that a fake story?
No, the cats were at the vet, but everything worked out and everything was good.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Right on. So we're going to let you give us one tip of the day today. If somebody wants to purchase a car and they start, let's just say they start this back and forth game.
Don't drink a bottle of Monkey Paradise the night before.
Because then you have a car you didn't really want.
You're just gonna raise your hand at the lane.
That's exactly.
No, I don't really have no tips today without being prepped. The only thing I would say
Got to
is,
be live. Fly by the seat of your pants.
okay, so you guys got a painted car behind you.
There you
A lot
go.
of guys are buying new cars today, and the first thing they think is if they check a Carfax, that's you know.
There you go.
Let's talk
That's
about
right.
that. Let's
That's
talk
good.
about a Carfax, man.
So Carfax is only going to give you accidents reported from people that reported them. So if you get somebody that has some coin in their pocket and they don't want to raise their rates, and they have a nice, could be a Lamborghini, it could be a new Lexus, and they get in a little scuffle or a damage to the car, they're not going to report it to their insurance. They're not going to call the police. They're going to paint the car, no matter how bad it got, and get the car done on their own dime, and then you're not going to know about that. So one of the things I tell people when they look at a car, if I'm not in that state and they call me on the phone, is open the doors and check for paint lines. Paint lines are obvious pullback from tape. So if you have a panel that's painted, you open the door jamb. A lot of guys can sand and polish like Bub's doing with this new technology that's out, but 99% of the body shops will not address the jam. So you open the jams up. Pull your rubbers back, check the jams for just a rough line, an edge, and that's going to tell you the panel is painted.
Any type of overspray.
Overspray, yeah, but they'll clean that up. It's
And
the
you know
paint
what, too?
lines.
I think that's actually good, too, Tony, that you pointed that out for people, because a lot of people don't see that. And we see it a lot, too, come through the door here, where cars will come in and you get owners that we had I think it was a brand new Bentley GTC,
That's right,
right?
that's correct,
Drop
yes.
top. Brand new, comes through, quote unquote, car's never been painted.
Never been painted.
2,600 something miles on it, still smells like brand new leather.
In fact, it had
single
been
flaw-
painted up front, wasn't it?
Right, we had the car on the lift, we were doing a basic service, we were doing just maintenance, we discussed it yesterday, we were doing the first oil change, we were setting tire pressures, we weren't rotating, they were stagger
And you noticed it up on the front.
On the very front valance, you can literally see overspray shot all into the bottom. I know when you pay $275,000 for a brand new Bentley, you're not getting overspray on the bottom.
Not a new one.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
So that's good, I think that's a good tip. Check the cars out.
Check the cars
Yeah,
out.
and even the bolts, like,
Yep.
when the fenders are bolted down. When a panel gets painted, they're gonna put a tape line there, or it's gonna get trashy, or they're gonna adjust the fender, crack those bolts with a wrench, and then when you go to tighten it back up, it's gonna sit off center from the original
You
paint.
can always see it.
So a lot of guys, even car dealers, I know, good friends of mine that are in the business, there's little things that, they'll check their Carfaxes, their online bidding.
They'll say, oh, it's clean
They'll say it's a
Carfax.
clean Carfax,
Doesn't
and if it's a
matter.
car for your neighbor or your daughter or somebody that you care about and you really want to put your hands on the car, I always show up in person or tell them, open
Yep.
the doors, check the lines.
Yep.
Let's look at everything. In other words, you could also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you do a pre-purchase inspection with somebody, a facility you have a relationship with. Get it up on the lift, like Bob said. Make sure there's no overspray in some of those areas that you don't normally bend down and look into.
Yeah, most people don't actually think about that, when you talk about cars that are low to the ground. Most people won't get down on their hands and knees to look underneath and see if there is a paint line somewhere. And you never know. We had an example with a guy with a Mustang.
That's correct.
One of our really high-end clients brought in a Mustang for us to put in a quad-tip exhaust system on. This is a 6th generation Mustang. It was
Yes.
a newer one.
Yes.
Right off the showroom floor. The
3 weeks ago.
The car came to us. We pulled the rear bumper to install the Roush Performance Package exhaust.
Crushed.
Sure enough, behind the rear bumper, it was smashed in. I mean, smashed in good. So someone knew it was a pretty heavy hit. For sure, it had a new bumper cover on it from Ford, and it definitely had a lot of work done.
And that didn't have a Carfax on it.
Not a
because
single
remember you told
Carfax.
the
He just
client to
bought
go
it.
back
Yep.
and talk to the dealership. There was no Carfax
Yep.
on that car.
So it happens a lot. So take the time, do your research. Good tip, Tony.
Good, Tony. Good, Tony. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why Tony is where he is today. He's that guy, and he knows how to buy and sell these cars. He knows how to move around these
Yep.
cars, and he's not afraid to tell people how it is and how it's going to be. It's just the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's reality.
It's reality, isn't it, man? You don't get to the top by getting burnt at the bottom all the time, right?
Sometimes you get to the top burning up at the bottom, but you just do your homework before you buy a car. It's your money. Usually when it's somebody's money, their brain starts working, they start thinking of things they never thought about. It's when their parents are buying them or their bank's financing it that they don't
care. They don't think about it.
Just go to, hey, I'm excited to get a car. They're just happy to be approved and take whatever the dealer gives them.
Right on.
You don't realize if you do your homework, that $20,000, $10,000 car is a $7,000 car, you know, by negotiating all these flaws that you see in the paint or whatever.
Or whatever it is.
Yep.
And maybe it eats through tires because it wasn't straightened up properly, but the paint looks good.
Well, you can always make a nice car a great car, but you just can't make an okay car a great car.
No,
It just
you
doesn't
can't.
happen. You can only make it a little better.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Rienzi, the exotic car guru and salesman to the stars. Your tip for the day from Tony.
.com, and I'm out.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you coming in today, man.
I want to get me a shirt.
Get one.
Yeah, easy as monkey in
Don't I
paradise
know
shirt.
people?
Yeah, exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Rienzi, the exotic car guru and salesman to the stars. He's just as chilling, laid back as he can come, man.
Just chilling, hanging
And he'll
out.
tell you exactly how it is, man.
Yep, that's it.
So, Bub, we're going to let you jump back on this thing. We
I
want
got a lot of work
everybody.
to do, man.
You do, man.
I've got a wet sand and buff this 74 Camaro Type LT. By the way, really cool car, 350, 4-speed manual, lift up reverse on the shifter, power steering, air conditioning, numbers matching. Pretty freaking good setup right
It's a
here.
nice little setup.
If you guys like Type LT Camaros, this is the one for you.
I do, and I absolutely do, man.
This
Had a
car
few
may
of
go
these.
up on Tony Rienzi's site. I'm not sure.
It may. I've had a few of these in my day.
You've had a few. You've probably wrecked every
I've
one.
wrecked
of them.
every one of them, though,
Okay,
too.
there it is.
Right,
There's
Bub?
the shirt.
Hey, tomorrow we're going to have a very exciting episode from 9 to 10 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time on Doing It Bubba Style, the #1 rated, internationally syndicated motorsports podcast in the world. That's heard on the Bubba's Exotic Motorsports Network on Blog Talk Radio and seen live. It is the only live streamed 4K motorsports show in the industry as well, Bub.
Yep, that's it.
Going to be a good show, a lot of guests on. We ask you to join us. It's going to be a very fun time. Man.
Really good time.
Bub, until tomorrow.
Just keep on doing it Bubba style.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode has been brought to you by Bubba's Exotic Motorsports. That's Bubba'sExoticMotorsports.com. Miss Outlaw Boutique, MSOutlawBoutique.com. TonyRienzi.com, R-I-E-N-Z-I, TonyRienzi.com. Monkey in Paradise. Monkey in Paradise reminds you, please drink responsibly, but have a great time. Cars and Coffee at Palm Beach. Man, go to their website, go to their Facebook page, look at the great stuff that Lana and Max and John put up there for you guys. John will be joining us live tomorrow on the podcast. Until tomorrow, people, keep on doing it Bubba style. Make sure you reach out to touch somebody's life in a really positive way today. Feed somebody who's hungry. If they have holes in their shoes, put a pair of shoes on their feet. Do something very simple like hold the door for somebody whose hands are full or an elder trying to get across the street. Till tomorrow, keep on doing it, Bubba style. Bubba, how can I help you back over here? Can you use this guy right here? This probably doesn't belong here.
Just don't put the disc face down.